Leo, hey, let's do a reading for you. Sun, Moon, Rising. This will be a general read, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Messages for Leo, please. Messages for Leo. Hmm. Interesting. We have two cards here about innocence. Yeah, like maybe you feel like you can't speak about the things that you grew up with. You feel like maybe you had an upside down childhood or an upside down upbringing. Yeah, Leo, like with protection here, it feels like you're not willing to talk about some things that happened to you. I feel like you're kind of saying, look, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. It really wasn't. It was, but it was actually worse than that. Like something I'm getting like I'll never say, I'll never talk about. Some of those things, like almost like I was a sacrificial lamb. You may have like a really playful spirit and energy, and yet people don't know what it took for you to, what it is that you carry with you. You protect that part of yourself. I even get this voice or this message like, I almost heard like, I never got to do that when I was a kid. Almost like maybe other people behaving as children triggers something within you that makes you realize what you never got to have. And at the same time, you're not really willing to expose that part of your life to just anyone. Interesting. The Ace of Cups fell out. Like that's unconditional love. That's open-handed love. Yeah, it just came out again. Okay, we'll leave it out. I feel like when you see someone behaving like a child or really embodying the element of their personality, I get that you don't have a lot of patience for like Alice in Wonderland vibes or something like that. Ace of Cups. Talk to me about Ace of Cups. Why is this here? Six of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Swords is all about leaving. It's almost like your greatest hope was to get out of a situation almost, or you had to leave a situation behind in the promise of something better. I get something like something or someone was out to really break you mentally. Yeah, Daughter of Cups. As a child, as like your innocence, your hopes. I also get that at some point you don't know how to connect to the love, to the big love, maybe that you even feel for people. Because it was leaving where you found the most hope. It was severing ties. It was leaving the games behind, cutthroat games. And so you left, you went out on your own. And that's where a lot of your hope and healing started to happen, is when you got out on your own to make your own way. I just heard the promise of love. The Wheel of Fortune just wanted to come out, and I have no idea why I put it back in the deck. But this leaving was a good decision. But with it, you may have left behind nostalgia. You may have left behind nostalgia, childhood ways. It's like you feel like your freedom comes from abandoning childlike ways of being at times. Because that's, but that's not, it's like, well, if I do away with childish ways, because maybe you had to grow up really fast, then I'm still leaving that part of my life behind. But it's actually different than that. It's finding a way to be whole, finding a way to embrace the sides of yourself that are very young-hearted, ridiculous sometimes, out of this world, doesn't make sense, makes a bunch of noise, draws a lot of unwanted attention for being silly or goofy or seemingly annoying. But you're none of those things, but you struggle to embrace that. There's something here about renewal, something here about bringing all aspects of yourself together, something about starting again no matter what age you're at. Wow. Yeah, because I had the Six of Cups in reverse come out, and the Chariot. And so it's almost like you were moving away from any sort of youthful emotion, nostalgia. But the same two cards, I put them back in, and I put the Six of Cups upright. And here it comes out upright. So there's an aspect of you moving forward with your younger self, embracing the wild nature of all of you. I think maybe as a child you were maybe told to grow up, you were really harmed for not being an adult. You were really adultified or parentified as a child. And so when your innocence comes out, or the innocence of another, you struggle with it. You kind of side eye it because, again, you were parentified. You were shut down a lot. Although, you know what's interesting? I do sense that you hold on to that young part of you in some way, even though you maybe can't fully accept it. You try to. I get that there's a need to really embrace fun, silly things that you loved as a kid. Wild ways of being, because believe it or not, whatever your perception is that you have of others, you actually are perceived as very beautiful and wild and free. You're perceived not as clumsy, not as cringe as you think maybe you would come across. You're freaking Leo. And we all know what that means. It means you're beautiful without even having to try. Something about putting roots down, putting roots deeper down into the soil. Integration. I think sometimes you feel like you're really cold. You feel like you can't access these things, but they're there. These parts of you are there. They haven't gone anywhere. It's okay that you left. It's okay that you wanted to leave. It's okay that you wanted to put all of that crap behind you, but you're not going to be able to exile. It was never your younger self's fault. You're not going to be able to exile that part of you and call it being mature anymore and call it being adult. It's in the embracing of that part where so much goodness happens. But there were a lot of conditions on you growing up. So many conditions on your mind, on your being, that unconditional positive regard wasn't there. It wasn't there. And you had to go out and find it for yourself. And maybe in some ways you're still looking for it. But it's within you. As annoying as that freaking is, I know. Because it'd be so much easier if there were an answer outside of some of these equations, some of these stories that were handed that we never signed up for, we never asked for, and then to have to look at them and integrate with ourselves that we were cut off from. I think it made you really wise. You are very wise, but you also get to be free. You know, the Chariot and Six of Cups, these are nurturing cards. It's Cancer energy, it's emotional energy. Okay, I love you. That's the read tonight, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Thank you, Leo.